Hi guys, it's Laura. Thank you so much for watching and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will show you how I made my two new sweaters. I used the same pattern for both sweaters, but I went for different looks. So the gray one that I'm wearing right now is in this destroyed look. And the other one with the stripes in black and white is rather a classical piece, which would be a wonderful addition to any wardrobe, especially if you're, for example, building a capsule wardrobe. I think that would be a piece you would love. I will show you how I created the pattern. I didn't buy a pattern, I simply made one. I used a sweater that fits me, that I like wearing, and that was my template. And you will see in today's video how to do that. Then I will show you how I made this sweater. I will also explain why did it end up being in destroyed look, because between us, that was not the original plan. And then I will show you a few differences between this one and the striped sweater, because there are minor differences between how I made them. So if you want to know more about that, then please keep watching. Now let's have a look at how I created my pattern. I have used a sweater that I had at home that I really love wearing. It was a simple gray sweater, nothing special. And I copied the exact outlines of each part and I came up with this grayish area. That would be the front part, the back part, and the sleeves. Now, usually if you would look at a pattern for a sweater or a shirt, the armholes in the front are normally a little bit more open than in the back, which would also result in the sleeve not being symmetrical, but the part that goes to the front would be a little bit different. It wasn't the case with the sweater, but the sweater still fits well, so I copied the pattern exactly as it was. Now, these pale blue lines are the lines of the new pattern. So as you can see, I added here this triangular shape on the shoulders, and I went a little bit further up than the neckline was. And I did the same here in the back. So these triangles are going to overlap. And as you can see also, I went a little bit at an angle from about the waistline downwards because I wanted the sweater to be a little bit wider in the front. I personally like when my sweater is a bit shorter in the middle on the front part than on the sides, and a bit longer than the sides when it comes to the back part. I find it prettier. I left the sleeves as they were because they are long enough and I didn't have to change anything. This sketch represents the back part overlapping with the front part. Now this line would mark the center of the shoulders. And as you can see, that would be here, that's the center. And that's this. And here they overlap already, the pieces. So the blue one is the back part and the yellow one is the front part. And here it's kind of greenish because this is where they meet. And when the sweater will be done, then this part is here, basically the front triangle, because you can see on the front part the triangular shape from the back part, if that makes any sense. So this is how I created my pattern. Here we have the sweater that I have used for my pattern. As you can see, it's a simple sweater, but it's really comfy. Now this is the pattern for the sleeves. It's just a half of it, as the sleeves on my sweater were practically symmetrical. This was the original pattern. I sketched only the half of the back part, and I simply marked the armholes for the front part that were a tiny little bit more open, and also the lower neckline for the front part. Here we have also the pattern with the overlapping part compared to the original pattern. The bottom part of the new pattern is still the same. I widened the bottom part freehand while cutting my fabric. Now here are the back and the front part already cut out of my jersey. Notice that the front part is shorter on the bottom in the middle, just the way I like it. First I pinned the sleeves together and I have sewn them together with an overlock stitch. And then I pinned a stretchy bias tape around the necklines on the front and on the back part. I have sewn it on with a regular straight stitch. You could of course use a stretchy straight stitch, but my neckline was wide enough and I didn't need it to be stretchy. By the way, I have bought the stretchy bias tape in our sewing supplies store. Here is what the neckline looked like when the bias tape was pinned in place before I have sewn it on. Next, I aligned the back and the front part at the shoulder area. I placed the back part over the front part and pinned the pieces together. I have sewn the pieces together with the overlock stitch around the armhole area, and then I have also sewn through the bias tape edge of the back part that overlapped on the front part with a regular straight stitch so that it would stay in place. And then I turned the sweater to the wrong side and I have pinned the sides together. Once that was done, I have sewn them together with overlock stitch. Here is what the sweater looked like so far. I turned the sweater again to the wrong side and I started pinning the sleeves into the armholes. Once that was done, I have sewn the sleeves into the armholes with an overlock stitch. As a next step, I folded the bottom edge of my sweater and the edges of the sleeves inwards, and I have pinned them in place. I have sewn through with a stretchy zigzag. And then my sweater was done, so here is a detail of the shoulder area. Here we have the bottom edge. And that would be me wearing the sweater before I destroyed it. Well, I was actually happy with the result, but then again, I decided to make the shoulders overlap a little bit more. I had to open a few stitches, a few holes happened, and I had to think of how to save my sweater. So I have decided to go with the destroyed look and to pretend that it was meant to be. I simply cut more holes in different sizes around the neck area, on my sleeves and on the bottom sides of the front part. Anytime I cut the holes in, I stretched them out a bit. And I have also sewn on a few spikes on the front shoulder bias tape. I felt that the spikes would go very well with the destroyed look. Now let's have a look at the striped sweater. For this one I have used rather a thick jersey. I have used the same pattern, but there were a few differences. The first difference were the sleeves. I didn't have enough fabric for the sleeves, so I had to make them of 2 parts each. Ideally you would have enough fabric because it always looks better if they made of 1 piece, but I didn't feel like buying extra jersey for it. My jersey would stretch out quite a lot, and since the sleeves were wide enough, I have sewn them together with a regular straight stitch. I folded the seam to one side and I have sewn it through again with a regular straight stitch. The next difference was that I hemmed the sleeves with cuffs instead of just folding the edge inwards. I cut out 2 rectangles for my cuffs. I pinned them together on the sides first. I have sewn them together with an overlock stitch. And then I folded them in the middle, the wrong sides facing each other, so that the right side would be up. Next, I pinned the cuffs to the sleeves and I have sewn them on with overlock stitch. When I was pinning them on, I basically pulled them over the right side of the sleeves, as you can see, and I've been pinning them from the inside. That's what works for me the best. And then I had the brilliant idea to add these oval thingies on my elbows. Too bad I didn't think about it before I have sewn the sleeves together, which would have been so much easier, but it worked too. I pinned the oval things on each sleeve and I stitched them in place. It took a while, but it was alright. By the way, I have used the same jersey for the elbow covers that I used for my cuffs. I edged the neckline with bias tape the same way I did on my grey sweater, only this time I went with the bias tape only about half an inch past the place where the back and the front part would meet. On the front part, I feel like the shoulder areas stays flatter and nicer this way. The following steps remained basically the same, just like with the grey sweater. At the end, I added my signature crest on the chest. This is an iron-on crest, so I have ironed it on, but I have also sewn the edges through with a regular straight stitch. I have sewn on the front part 5 silver buttons on each shoulder. Here is what it looked like. Another difference was that I didn't widen the pattern from my waist down because I wanted the sweater to be a bit straighter than the grey one. And that's it. My striped sweater was also done. So this is how I made my 2 new sweaters. I have to admit, when I was working on this one and when I started opening the stitches around the shoulders and when I cut the hole in it, I was quite upset because I thought, oh damn. All the work for nothing, now it's destroyed, such a waste, I will have to throw it away. And then I had the idea, why not make it into a destroyed sweater? I mean, I do like destroyed jeans, so why not make a sweater in destroyed look? So I gave it a try and I am really happy I did because I actually ended up liking the sweater even more than before. I know not many people would want to have a sweater with holes in it, but I like it, so it makes me happy. The second sweater, the black and white sweater with stripes, is definitely a great addition for my wardrobe. I love stripes. I usually don't wear patterns very often. I have a few pieces with patterns, but I usually prefer monochrome stuff. But I feel like stripes are not so distracting for me. They are also very easy to combine, and I do have 2 pieces for the summer with stripes, and I'm always sad when the summer ends because I feel that stripes are somehow cool, you know, they are sassy but still classy and cool. So now I have a sweater with stripes, which also makes me happy, and that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give the video a thumb up because that really helps the channel. You can also share it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you didn't yet. You can also turn on the notifications because that way you will be notified whenever I publish a new video. And don't forget to check out the description box. I link down below my vlogging channel, all of my Instagram accounts, a few playlists that I think might be interesting for you, and a few videos that I selected for you. You will find there also the music that I used in today's video and a few discount codes and affiliate links. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. And I'm looking forward to seeing you with my next video. Bye!